Hey guys, welcome back. It is your favorite Gimp with a Limp, and I'm here with something a little bit different than I usually do with the 5-minute review. This is a 5-minute preview, since as the time of filming of this, it's prior to the Kickstarter launching, but I'm still going to rate it as a buy, sale, or pass type thing. Now, this game is Soldiers and Postman's Uniforms, which is the third in the series by David Thompson. So obviously, I'm not going to be able to immediately go into the components and rate them since I haven't seen the final components, but I have seen the first two in the series, and if they're using the same material that they usually use, I don't see there being any issues. DVG has a good reputation for good quality mounted maps and nice thick counters, so I'm not anticipating any problems on the component front. So the game itself is set at the start of World War II when German forces invaded Poland and they tried to gain control of certain government buildings. One of those was a post office in Danzig, which is where our game takes place. The workers were given orders to hold out as long as possible. They held under a day-long siege until German forces set the building ablaze, at which time the survivors surrendered. Now, your goal as the Polish defender is to survive the 3 enemy decks representing the siege, and you will be scored by the amount of your forces that survive. If you played his previous games in the series, Castle Itter or Pavlov's House, then gameplay will be very familiar to you. Each turn you will draw a set number of enemy cards that will populate the map with their forces and also perform attacks against your troops and your defenses. The enemy troops will consist of riflemen and submachine gunners, leaders, and even things like support weapons like heavy machine guns or howitzers. They will continue to populate the left side of the map tower defense style until they finally breach, at which time they're going to move to the right side of the display, and that's going to be representing the building's interior where your forces are located. So you will control your forces on the right side during your turn. Each turn you will be granted a set number of moves and actions you can take. It will be up to you to make the best choice possible to stem the coming tide. Your forces will be able to attack or suppress the enemies, and you even have your own leaders who can provide certain boons like bonus modifiers or extra recovery actions to help keep your forces in the fight. Again, your goal is simply to survive the 3 enemy decks until they burn down the post office, which signals the end of the game, at which point you will be scored not only just for the survival of your forces, but you do get bonus points as well if your forces are able to escape. So when it comes to ranking Soldiers and Postman's Uniforms, I'm going to do it a little bit different just depending on your experience with the series. So obviously, if you like the previous 2, then backing this one is an easy choice. If you are new to the series, then you could buy one of the other 2 first so you could have that earlier and you could get this one later at retail. Be mindful though that if you back it during a Kickstarter, it will tend to get you some extras like stretch goals and possibly a better price than if you buy it at retail. Also, it's pretty easy to say that if you have tried the previous ones in the series and you didn't like those, then this one's going to be a pass for you. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this 5-minute preview, and if you are interested in Soldiers and Postman's Uniforms, make sure and go check out their Kickstarter that is launching here very soon.